Good morning and welcome to your 20-minute Yin for Hips class. The purpose of this class is to release, soften and let go, and it focuses on our hips, our glutes and our inner thighs and nervous system down regulation and safety, which is what the whole 6-week nervous system reset is all about. So for props, I have a bolster, a couple of bolsters, a pillow. You might use a bolster if you've got one. These you can get from Target or Kmart for $25. Couch cushion, blanket, rolled up blanket, anything like that will work. So let's just start with, you can recline if you like. I will stay seated. We'll pop one hand on our belly. We're just going to inhale through our nose and exhale. Just having our awareness to our breath at the moment. So inhaling again and exhale. You can make an audible sigh. On our next inhale, when we come to the exhale, we're going to just lengthen it. So if you think about inhaling for possibly about a count of 4 and then exhaling for a count of 6. Let's go one more. Inhale for a count of 4. Exhale for 6. Keep doing those. The exhale lengthened is what helps to down regulate our nervous system. And the longer that you can make your inhale and your exhale, making sure the exhale is longer than the inhale, actually helps to support your nervous system quite a lot. So while you're continuing to focus on that inhale and the longer exhale, just allow your body to arrive on the mat, focusing on the fact that you're here, you're spending this time with yourself, and there is nothing to change and nothing to do. So we're going to start our practice today in butterfly, which is for our inner hips. So you're going to bring the soles of your feet together in a butterfly position, and you can support your head with a bolster. So you can pop the bolster on top, you can pop the bolster in between. But whatever you do, you're just wanting to support. So you're softening it through your inner thighs, letting your spine round naturally, and you're releasing the weight of your head down onto the bolster. You'll be here for a few minutes, so just softening in where you can and allowing your body now to start to fully arrive on your mat. Just taking a few moments to let gravity hold you and start to release your nervous system. In these nervous system down regulating classes, I talk minimally. The stillness and the silence also helps here. So I'll cue you in, cue you out, and then allow you to sit in silence. If you find that the silence is hard because your mind wanders, use your breath to anchor you back into your body. You might have some music in the background. I don't have music. You might prefer music. You can also use the music to anchor you. Making sure you're breathing, relaxing your jaw and your face, bringing your shoulders down, really softening in here. There are three key things in a yin class. One is just meeting the edge of your effort. The second one is the stillness once you get into your pose. So maintaining those poses for longer. And third is containing the bridges of the mind chatter. The silence helps with. In the last few moments of this pose, is there any way that you can soften further? Softening the blood through the inner thighs, letting your spine round, allowing your head to feel even heavier onto that bolster, collapsing down if you can into that space. The last moment here. Just bring ourselves very slowly, mindfully up, moving that bolster out of the way. We'll just take some windshield wipers as a rebound here. Just supports the movement of the blood back into those spaces that were compressed. This is the beauty of yin. It's where the magic happens and that fresh blood runs into those places. It's going as slowly as you want, allowing yourself to move just to where you need it. And then we'll just return to stillness in the middle and set up for our next pose, which is dragon on our left hand side. And moving our bolsters out of the way, coming up into a tabletop position. And then we're going to take a lunge. So from the tabletop, we're just going to reach out that left leg, lunge that forward. And you can use blocks if you need to put your hands on. You can just drop your hands down to the floor. If you need to, you can walk your left foot out a little bit. Bring yourself down onto your elbows, wherever you are comfortable. This is quite a strong pose, so we're not staying here for too long. But make sure you breathe into any discomfort that you might feel. And if you have any pain, please move out and come back into tabletop, or perhaps push back into child's pose. If you like, you can take an added extra and turn that left shoulder up towards the ceiling, wrapping around the back. It's for the last few moments. Just breathing in here. Just coming back up onto your hands, pushing that leg back, coming into child's pose. So knees out wide, big toes together, pushing back onto your bottom and then stretching those hands out. So again, this is another rebound position, bringing the blood flow back into the legs and the hips. Also just does give us a bit of a stretch through our hips. A different kind of stretch to the one we were just doing. I can certainly feel that. But my body is sore today. This is a great recovery day for me in between my powerlifting sessions. Just take a big breath in from that tailbone and draw it up through that pelvis. And release. Let's come back up to that tabletop position again. Let's put that right leg out now beside our legs, lunging down through that back leg. Again, you can stay here with your hands on blocks, hands on the floor. You can walk your foot out a little bit, come down onto your elbows. That hurts my hip a lot today. Or you can stretch around. Whatever is most comfortable for you. Oh. I'm just going to stay in this position. So this is what's called a dragon. Working in through our hip flexors. We want the hips to be soft. We don't want to be pushing anything. We really want the sensation to be steady and not sharp. And this is where we are meeting our edge and then softening. Also, when we do one side of the body and then the other, you'll be acutely aware, as I am right now, the differences between the two sides. That just could be about inflammation, just body differences, tiredness, fatigue, all of those things. Staying here for a few more moments. Can you soften anywhere here? Remember not to be holding anything. Bring your jaw, soften your jaw, bring your shoulders down and back away from your head. Let's just push back into that child's pose again on that side. Oh. Just feeling that rebound. Take one more big breath in from that tailbone. Draw it all the way up. And let it go. Just bringing those hands down towards your knees, pushing up slowly, gently, keeping your eyes closed if you can. We're going to come into sleeping swan. So back up onto our tabletop. And then we're just going to move our left knee up towards our left hand. And we're going to push back on that back leg. And then you can drop yourself to wherever is comfortable here. Sleeping swan can be all the way down. Can be on elbows. You may need to have your hands on blocks. You can also use a bolster under your hip or under this hip that's floating if you need to. We want to keep our hips supported here. We're relaxing our upper body and we're just wanting to let the breath slow. We don't need to hold anything here. We just want to be laying in Sleeping Swan. Again, strong pose. We'll only be here for a couple of minutes. And breathing into any discomfort. Shouldn't have any muscle activation because we're working into the fascia inion. And you should not have any pain in your knee that's bent underneath you, hips, back leg at all. If you do, please again come out into tabletop or child's pose. You can also do this one on your back, which is even kinder for our knees if required. So it's basically the same extension, laying flat on your back and bringing your knee up and dropping your left knee over and then taking your knee back down. So you still get that stretch through the hip flexor. It's just far less of your body weight sitting on your hips and knees. So it's really up to you. The beauty of yoga is it works with your body at whatever stage, age, shape, size, condition your body is in. There's something for yin for everybody. Let's take a big breath in, sigh it away. If you are up in your Sleeping Swan on your front body, you are just going to bring bend your back knee, bring it up, push back onto your hands, and then drop yourself back in to shoelace, which is just essentially one knee. I'll turn around so you can see, stacked on top of the other. And you can do this one seated, this is just a rebound for us very quickly before we go into the other side. You can also just take a bit of a twist here, just as a little bit of a stretch through that side, keeping your eyes closed or your gaze low towards the floor, with your head and your heart space around to that left-hand corner of the room. Let's take a breath here. Let it go. And then we will come into Sleeping Swan on our right-hand side. So back up into our knee, our tabletop position. We're going to bring our right leg up towards our right hand. Then we're pushing back with that left leg down again. A lot of people they maneuver the front leg to get into the position. An absolutely amazing cue is to get yourself to where you need to be and then just gently push that back leg long, which actually takes you away from your knee and pushes you back into your hips and allows you to extend. It's a lot more comfortable. Do not worry about the front leg needing to be diagonal. it is just where it is. And then, of course, you can do this laying on your back, which is kinder to your knees, which I'm going to do. So just laying down, dropping that leg over the top of the other one. So giving you that stretch through that hip flexor, down the quad, into the knee, making sure that you are not engaging any muscles. And just breathing here. If you feel that you have some discomfort in that hip, you can actually, you're laying on your back, you can bring your hip over. Let's get a bit of a different stretch across that ITB. Feels like my body needs that today. Again, it's all working in through our hips. This stretches the outer hip. This stretches the inner hip in through the inner thigh. So if you are in that, if you're on your back, let's come up to tabletop. We'll take ourselves back into that seated shoelace. So just bringing that back knee in behind the front knee and then dropping yourself back and down, sitting in that space. And you can take a twist if you wish to, around to the side. Your next inhale, we're going to keep our legs in the shoelace position and very gently, so as not to hurt anything, we're just going to lay back and bring ourselves into reclined figure 4. So taking those knees up towards the ceiling, bringing those hands behind the back leg and wrapping around and just holding here. There's another stretch. You should feel that up the back of this quad in through that hip. If it's uncomfortable, you can hold the knees on the top, wherever is comfortable for you. Just take one big breath in and let it go. Let's continue to focus on that unintentional breathing, but making sure you are breathing, because it's very easy to hold your breath in these poses. Relaxing your shoulders back and down. Just bring both of those legs up to the ceiling. We'll just take a little bit of our legs up the wall. An amazing exercise for down regulating our nervous system. Fantastic for bed, to allow yourself to really calm. And then let's just drop that one knee, crossing over the other leg and coming up and grabbing hold. I think that's the same leg. Go the other way. No, breathing again. Relaxing the shoulders back and down, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the pelvic floor. Our vagal nerve runs from our brain down the side of our neck all the way down our jaw, down through our body into our pelvis. So when we think about relaxing our jaw and relaxing our pelvic floor, it actually moves through the vagal nerve and therefore allowing our system to calm as well. Sends some really great calming messages all the way down through head, neck, chest, belly, into pelvis, and there on out into our limbs as well. So let's just let go of that. Let's put our legs back up the wall again for a final minute. Taking a breath in, letting it go. And just dropping those knees down. Very slowly, mindfully rolling over to one side, coming to a seated position. Keeping your eyes closed.